Well, happy Sunday, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. And see, I see one of the lovely ladies right there, Angelica Baron. What's up, Angelica? We've got Miss Gibson. What's up, Miss Gibson? Shout out to the ladies, and let me say welcome to Candy. We can never have enough Candy. Candy became a new member, Kanzi Hudson, before I even got started on the live stream. So Candy, if you go to the community tab, there is a link in there for channel members only that will take you to our Thrive sites, and we will be sending you a Joe Boo shot glass. Well, this is not the right. Well, there we go. A Joe Boo shot glass, because the Dallas Cowboys make you drink. Okay, I hate to say it, and I'm not promoting drinking, but damn it, the Cowboys make you drink. But what we're also doing to all the channel members, because we have a bunch of channel members that became channel members, and they got a shot glass, and they've been supporting the channel, some people 3-4 years and stuff. We've got blue balls here, and if you look, it says spread the mojo. Okay, but wait, there's more. I've also ordered more balls because we need more balls, because there's hundreds of you channel members, and I don't have enough for everybody. So I was going to try and order some more blue balls, but they were out of blue balls. Can you believe it? No more blue balls. So we actually are getting silver blue balls. So you might get a blue ball, you might get a silver ball. Who knows? But everybody's getting one of those. And look, we got all kinds of people entering the chat right now. I got James Nook. All right, let me let everybody in here. Jason Renfro with the first one of the super chats. All right, so let me get our esteemed panel up in here. Did I go? Let's get them up in here. There we go. What's up, good people? How's everybody doing? Let me get Jason Renfro in our drawing, because we're going to be giving away, actually, I forgot to bring it down, a Deuce Vaughn print from him to college. So what's up, good people? How y'all doing?
We're doing great, Mark. Thank you.
Ruben, yeah, man. I've been busier than a one-armed paper hanger getting the red brick house. There's Tay Cowboys. What's up, Tay? Another one of the lovely ladies in the place with the style and the grace. I've been busy with the red brick house and stuff, and I have not been doing everything that I should, keeping up with the Dallas Cowboys. So I may be relying on you guys in case I missed anything.
All right, Mark.
All right. So Thomas Garrett, Thomas was in here early and stuff, and we were having a conversation about Jim Brown. And it's
how you doing?
I was born the year Jim Brown retired. And it's crazy when you think about Jim Brown's career that Robert, shout out for 40 months. Robert, you're getting a football. You're getting a football, man. You're going to get a football. That is, if you've all been to our Thrive site and you've registered in there. And if you have not registered on our Thrive site, go there. The link is in the description. The link is in the community tab. So if you're our channel member and you've never registered, there's Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, JoJo? Go there and register, because we're also going to have something great for you guys as well that I'll share in a little bit. It was crazy that Jim Brown, when he retired, had over 3,000 yards rushing, more than the next guy, averaged 122 yards per game, 5.2 yards a carry, won the NFL rushing title 8 of 9 seasons that he was in there. Think about that. 8 of 9. You talk about domination. He was incredible. And Thomas, we were talking about as Walter Payton was getting close to his record, he actually was contemplating coming back. And if you looked at Jim Brown at 47, I would have taken him over T.O. coming back. I wouldn't have put it against him. He left the game unscathed.
My oldest brother used to idolize Jim Brown when I was a little boy, my oldest brother. And, I remember when I was a kid, I was about 5. I remember they used to play football out in the front yard
Mm-hmm.
in the James Casey housing projects. And every time he run the ball, he would be like, you know how you used to idolize your favorite running back when you running the football?
Mm-hmm.
He would shout out Jim Brown, and I would be like, who is Jim Brown? You know?
Yeah.
And one night I went on my uncle's house to spend the night, and every night after the news, they would always show NFL greatest moments.
Mm-hmm.
And remember John Fasanda?
Mm-hmm.
On this particular night, I didn't know who Jim Brown was, but on this particular night I did, because he called out Jim Brown's name, and after he called out Jim Brown's name, everything was beginning to come together, and I was like, okay, no wonder why my brother used to say Jim Brown this and Jim Brown that. And my oldest brother, he passed away 3 years ago, and when Jim Brown died Friday, Thursday night, it was confirmed Friday. When we got word of Jim Brown's death Friday, I'm not gonna lie to you, Mark, I cried all day Friday.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
And the reason why I cried Friday was because I knew my oldest brother was gonna meet his hero. And I got the opportunity to see Jim Brown in person back in 2019 when they had the NFL draft here in Nashville.
Yeah.
I would go as far to say that they should name the Brown Stadium after him.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that,
I mean, because he's been a monumental. I mean, if you look at what he's done over the years, I mean, he was in the civil rights movement.
Oh, he was groundbreaking.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
he's a pioneer.
No, that's where I was talking about when he was in the movies with Raquel Welch, 100 Rifles. You know,
wasn't he in like 48 movies or something?
Oh, yeah.
Like that?
I mean, he was in the Dirty Dozen and everything else. Yeah. The Magnificent, not Magnificent, the Dirty Dozen. I mean, he was in a couple of Western. I mean, he was all over the place. But the movie with Raquel Welch, 100 Rifles, was at that time, black man and a white woman in a movie together, leading roles, kissing. No, bro. That was like people were losing their minds in that
broke
one.
Barriers.
He truly did. He was a great. I mean, he was the greatest. And unfortunately, people don't know about some of the great football players in the past. So basically, you know, if you're not on Madden, then nobody knows who you are or anything else. And there was a Philly. When was it? Legends of Philly. Okay, if you are a channel members only get to stream in and be part of this. So Legends of Philly, sorry, unless you become a channel member, no trolls allowed.
And not only that, Mark, they said Burt Reynolds went crazy after that.
Mm-hmm.
Mad crazy, because what most people didn't know was that was supposed to have been Burt Reynolds' role.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
On The Longest Yard?
No.
Huh?
No. In 100 Rifles with Raquel Welch.
100 Rifles with the sex scene with Raquel Welch.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was supposed to have been Burt Reynolds' role, and they gave it to Jim Brown.
Right. All right. I saw the craziest article on Blogging the Boys just before I got on here that was kind of like, are you serious? You know it's now NFL silly season when you see something like this. And let me read you the title of this, and I want to get y'all's reaction. 3 reasons why the Cowboys might consider adding free agent, wait for it, Carson Wentz.
What?
I heard that too. I was like, hell no.
I was like,
hell no.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I mean,
And I got something to tell you later, Mark.
Giannucci back.
it was like, what? What? Why? The only reason that, what only makes sense for is the talking heads. Remember how it was when we got Andy Dalton? Oh, you remember, Colin Cowherd. Oh, Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott. There's no drop off between Andy Dalton and Dak. Oh, here we go. They would have a field day with that shit. That would. I'm sorry. That was one of those ones like, yeah, it's silly season. There's not much to talk about right now. Sorry. I don't know that he'll get a job this season.
Not only that, you had people fighting among one another, saying that Andy Dalton need to take Dak's job when Dak got healed and everything.
Yeah. Well, we had people saying that about Cooper Rush too.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay. Moving right along from that one. Okay. Interesting with the NFLPA. I remember a few years ago when Tracy was still working with United Way, they end up taking rookies in and having like a weekend rookie symposium and things like that. And we see Schoonmaker and Deuce Vaughn in there. And I don't know. I'm all of a sudden, I am as excited as shit because I
look big.
Oh, doesn't he?
He was huge. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
They have there's a clip of Scoot. Yeah.
I saw them yesterday at the LA Coliseum and he looked big.
Yeah. Did you guys see the dap that they did?
Him and Deuce Vaughn.
Oh man, the celebration. Oh, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be fun this season.
Vaughn, is he better or not disappoint me? He got my number on 42 when I wore, so
okay.
Hopefully he don't disappoint me.
The funniest clip I saw, somebody had there was a shot where he's like way in the background and he looks so tiny back there. It's like good luck for defensive linemen to find him. He's a little stump. I used to hate it. Back at JMU, we had like Warren Marshall, who was about 6'2" and about 220, and you couldn't miss him when he was coming running at you, and he got hit by like a freight train. But we had two guys, we called them stumps because they were about like 5'6" running backs. And when they're running in the backfield, you can't see them coming. And when you do, it's too late because they're already gone past you. That's where it's going to be really, really exciting to me, seeing him in the backfield. I've had some people commenting and saying, oh, yeah, well, 6th round drafted running backs, they're basically practice squad guys or guys that won't make the team. Corey Wilson, if you are a channel member, you end up going to the community tab and the link is actually in there in a members only post. That's the link to call in. Tim says, stop the cuss words, please. Did I cuss? Okay. I'm trying, but you can take the man out the hood, but can't take the hood out the man. Okay. I try. I'll try and do better. But definitely I think that Deuce Vaughn is going to be definitely electric for us. Anybody have concerns about Zeke Elliott not coming back? That seems to be the big talking point from all the talking heads at how much the Cowboys are going to miss having Zeke Elliott.
I do.
It's going to be an adjustment. I mean, West Coast offense, it's going to be either it's going to go really good for us or really bad. I mean, because you remember back when we had Mike Nolan and we went from a 4-3 to a 3-4, how bad that turned out. So I'm just hoping that the players are ready and they can adjust. I mean, Mike McCarthy's calling the play, so that could be an upgrade over Kellen Moore, but I'm just hoping these guys are ready.
Well, the interesting point on it is he says basically about 25 to 30% of the playbook will change. That's not that much, and I'm hoping that some of the bullshit that we got from Kellen Moore and all the trick plays are part of that's not returning for next year. I got to think that some of the stuff that worked well, we all know Dak Prescott is great outside the pocket, on the move, moving the pocket and things like that. We know that 12 personnel was one of our best packages last year, and now that you've got Schoonmaker along with Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson, that will probably hopefully use those. But then again, with West Coast, it's more of a single tight end set and using a fullback. But it's conceivable that you use Hendershot or Ferguson kind of like an H-back type of a role, fullback, kind of a hybrid and things. So maybe you're going to see a marrying of the good things we had with the offense along with some of the West Coast things and a new adoration to it. Possibly.
What do you think about them saying Tyron Smith, they want to put him back at left tackle?
Here's the thing. I started thinking about that yesterday, and who knows? We know Tyron Smith. It's not if, it's when is he going to get hurt. The good thing is we've seen Tyler Smith being able to play left tackle, and you basically have a swing tackle guard. I'm okay with him playing guard. You know, if it ends up, or when Tyron Smith goes out, boom. You look at it from the standpoint and say, we will actually have the best offensive linemen that are out there. I mean, wouldn't you think that we're going to be better having Tyron Smith out there for as long as he can, along with Tyler Smith, Biotish, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele? When Tyron Smith goes out, then we bring in Chimo Igato. I can't pronounce his name, but you know, Mr. Roboto or whatever it is. But bringing him in at guard and kicking Tyler Smith out of tackle, I'm okay with that. Now, if they're saying that, we're going to take Tyron Smith and put him out, and put Terrence Steele on the bench, and like they did originally, no, I think that'll be okay.
All I got to say, Marcus, don't miss.
I'm excited about our defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited about the defense too.
Yeah,
Mazi Smith, I really, you guys kind of gave me a hard time when I said that I thought the Cowboys were going to draft a defensive tackle early in the draft, but
I never thought I'd see it again.
Rub it in, but I was happy to see them get him though. I
heard Mazi Smith is a big boy.
Oh, he is a big boy. He is a big. He's a freight train.
What you would say, Mark, a dumpster full of gravel.
No, he's like a freight train. He moves. He moves.
Our position we need a backup defensive tackle. That was a big thing.
He's a freak of nature, man.
Well,
I saw a few games he played on the Big Ten Network here back home.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a freak of nature, man.
He really is. Now go ahead. I'm sorry, Thomas.
I got a cousin that's he's a Michigan grad, and he went to some of the games last year, and he's a Kansas City Chief fan, but when we drafted Mazi Smith, he right after we made the selection, he called me and he told me, he said, "Man, you got a good one."
Hold up. I know Eastside Herald. Okay, I'm getting sick of this shit. I'm getting sick of bullshit. Eastside, you the last one that has any right to try and throw shade on anybody's players. Dak is still subpar. Look at the trash that your team puts out there year after year, Eastside. Come on, man. Come on, Eastside.
Eastside, and I'm a diehard Buckeyes fan. I just hope that the Houston Texans have a line, because if they don't have a line, it's going to be a long day for Stroud.
Shout out. What's up, Regina Green? How are you doing today, girl? And Tay Cowboys, what's up to the lovely ladies? It's almost comical it really hit me today, where Eagles fans always talk about Dak Prescott. Dak sucks. Dak regressed, Scott. You mean the guy who's 8-3 against you guys? And I don't know that you can even count one of those losses, because he only played like one series, and then Tony Romo played, and then Mark Sanchez came in and had like 3 turnovers. That was one of the 3 losses where Dak Prescott played against the Eagles.
Dak Prescott is your daddy, the Eagles fans.
Dak has averaged like 288 yards a game. He's got like 21 touchdowns. A 115 rating. He owns you guys. I don't hear anything from any of them. Okay, all right. There we're moving right along. Moving right along there.
All you gotta do is throw them stats at him. You ain't gonna hear nothing.
No.
Sheila, long time no see. Sheila, what's up, Sheila? If you are a channel, okay. Let me announce this real quick here while my man Game Time's getting here. We have something new. Okay, now I gotta say, I have the best channel fans. Like I said, we're giving away blue balls and silver balls, okay, when they come in. But I've got something new here, and this is exactly a shout out to my wife because she's the one that actually showed it to me. Shout out to Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction, who's made the prototype one, and this is exactly what I need game week. Okay, because the Cowboys make you drink, right? One of the hardest things we have is when we're pouring the blue shots. Is I've got all these shot glasses on the table. I'm trying to pour and all that, but check this out. It is a shot glass holder.
Ooh.
You put the shot glass. Look,
that's nice.
Just pour. Look. Okay, so take my shot.
Like a paddle too, so you can beat somebody.
That was going to be the next thing. Got the Joe Boo Star, but we can actually personalize it too. So if people start acting up, you drink too much, whap them on the ass. So what we're going to do for all the tailgate members, we're sending you one because you guys have been tailgate members, and we're going to end up putting those in the Joe Boo shop. So that's something new. As a thank you to all of the tailgate members, we're sending one to you guys because Lord knows the Cowboys make you drink.
I need one of those. I got way too many shot glasses.
I got a question to everybody in the stream or in the chat right
What's up, Mr. Cowboy? What's the question?
Have you guys decided what games you're going to next year?
I have not decided that. I haven't decided if I'm going to training camp yet. It's still a little early for me to figure that one out yet. I think I can tell you, I think we're going to be going to the Carolina game here when it's in Carolina. I may be going to the New York Jet game. I know Michael, along with Gina, along with Rashid and DJ are all like, we want to go to the season opener. So we may be doing that one. I may be at that one. And then I got to figure out which one in Dallas. And I'm not sure which.
Giant game.
The Giant game, yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
I'm debating on that myself. So.
Okay, well.
Go to week 14.
I don't know about the command. The Commanders game the last game of the season again.
Yeah, I hated that. I hated seeing that.
Yeah, I'm annoyed, but
I hated seeing that.
It wasn't that bad this year, though.
Well, tailgating, it was cold.
It was
a meaningless game.
It was the same shit last year.
Y'all can go to the Buffalo game.
Yeah,
nah, man, it's just gonna be.
Oh shit, no. December, no.
So I'm going to as many games as I can next year. Being honest, you know, I get to pretty much transportation is free for me. So,
well, you know, I'll be honest. I actually like watching the games.
Yeah, I'm with Mark.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, I got my big sub and everything else. I got my chat, got all my fans and everything on there. It's for at least when you're tailgating. You guys don't have any idea how much work went into tailgating at FedEx Field, man. I'm getting ready like 5 days ahead of that for it, and I don't really get a chance to enjoy the game the same way I do when I'm actually at home. But
I want to get over there. I want to try some of those glizzies y'all keep talking about.
Oh man, not the glizzy. You need the big subs. That's what we need. I'm getting actually a bigger griddle, a 3 foot.
My wife can really throw down in the kitchen. When I went there to the Commanders game, y'all had some really good food.
Yeah, we definitely throw it down. James Jones, I was there in the cold. Yeah, it was cold. It was cold. It was just, and it was a bad game because the Cowboys just didn't care about that one.
Well, that's the thing. Most likely, they're not. It ain't going to matter again.
Yeah.
It's just the way it works. There's not, very seldom when that's the only thing about this year, though, is that all 4 teams are probably going to be vying for the playoffs. I would assume. We'll break down the Giants' schedule. At least I will tomorrow, most likely. They have a brutal schedule, so the Giants might be in a situation where they're as good or better, but their record may not show it. It's basically going to be us and the Eagles, and we'll see about the Commanders, left hand up. We'll see about them, with the quarterback.
And that's what's going to frustrate me because either one out of the 3 is going to happen. Either we've been on clinch the division or playoff.
Yeah, odds are. Yep. And that's what's frustrating. I know why they do it, but I'll be honest. Sometimes I like playing the Eagles last because the Eagles always seems to be the thorn in our side, and it's nice to play a road game at the end of the year when most likely it ain't gonna mean nothing.
Yeah.
But
it ain't on top of that.
I want to play the Eagles week 1. Being honest, that's just me though.
And then on top of that, whenever we do play the Eagles the last game of the season, it's either the division is on the line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the Eagles, yeah, it normally is.
A season is on the line.
But yeah, getting back to what games we'll go to. Yeah, I'm thinking about going to the first game. If you're going, Mark, maybe we can,
Well, sounds like Mike's already got it planned on there.
So that's about 2 hours from me. That's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to the Jet game.
Carolina makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm going to the Jet and Carolina game. I'm going to 2 games this year.
And I don't know. I don't know about a game in Dallas. We'll have to play that one by ear. So
yeah, well, I've got to get to one in Dallas. I'm pretty sure that I think I'm going to training camp. I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet again and hope that you can. The problem with trying to plan training camp is, one, the schedule's not out yet, and the practice schedule, and two, when this practice schedule's out, it doesn't actually mean anything because sometimes they change it up, just like they had listed a scrimmage 2 days after having the first 2 padded practices. It was a walkthrough scrimmage, and they ended up having it an hour early, so most of the people missed it. So it's really a crapshoot going to training camp, but I think I want to be there for it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you would have an informed decision. Maybe go early on in camp. Like when they're going to be going. But even then, you don't know. But you're going to go for a few days. You'll get a couple practices in. Once the games start, then they usually break camp, right? After the first preseason game, and go back to Dallas.
And
so.
I think the first preseason game is at home on the 12th, so they'll probably end up breaking camp. I think they want to keep the relationship going there at Oxnard because they know how many fans are in California.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, well, we got to go and do some practices there, but then they'll get back to the Star. I was actually thinking about, instead of going to training camp in Oxnard, actually going in August to the Star because they have some practices at the Star. Because then, of course, you can hang out with the fans and everything else, and they'll see the stadium. You can see the Star on the days that they're not practicing, and so on, and have a different flavor than Oxnard. What's happened with Oxnard is it's kind of gotten to be where it's just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, as far as what you're able to do. Where it used to be, it was huge. There was 20,000 people there almost every day at practice, and they were actually practicing every single day. Now it's kind of like 3 practices a week, and the area is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and what you can do is less and less, unless you pay like the $350 for I can't remember what they call it, but it's like the Extreme Fan Fest and all that, and they've got the tents behind the end zone and stuff, and that's where you actually get a chance to be, when the players come out and stuff like that. So it's kind of it's just getting harder and harder to really get a lot of action and stuff there.
Eagles 35. Good joke. You made me laugh. Cowboys are fighting for second. Good luck, Eagles. Good luck, my man.
The Eagles have written a check.
I was more than generous. I did part 1 of a 4-part series going over each of the NFC East schedules. I got the Eagles at 11-4, and that's with giving them wins over the Niners in Seattle. I mean, I was very generous. It has to go perfect for the Eagles to win more than 11 games. It could go the other way. So I think it's going to be the Eagles in Dallas fighting it out for the division. So Twiz is saying 13-14.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
I don't see that.
No, I think 11-12 wins the division, and I think 11 gets you in. Dallas and Philly, assuming they don't suffer anything major injuries, they're both in the playoffs. So, the Dallas's defense, I don't know if you guys have really been paying attention. Their defense is probably going to be the best in the league. Tyson, I'm getting a lot of interference from you.
Yeah, somebody's got a lot of feedback.
It's Tyson.
I can hear it.
Cowboys sweeping the Eagles.
Well,
I hope we have a good defense.
Cozy, you know how it works, man. It's probably
I know. I'm just talking noise to Eagle fans.
Yeah, it's probably going to, and you know what? Like, we need more people like you because I'm too nice. And, you know, I give respect, and then I get it shoved right where the sun don't shine because it's never returned normally. I mean, Twiz is respectful, but a lot of Eagles fans aren't. They're just going to say 13-14, Dallas sucks, move on. When
I'm going to say this, y'all. I think both Cowboys and Eagles games are going to be pretty close.
Yeah.
I think because for the simple fact that Jalen Hurts never plays well versus us, I think that will give us the edge in those two games. And that's all I got to say with it.
Well, right now they're the favorite in one, and we're the favorite in the other. So
he doesn't play well versus us, y'all.
You know, but
I know, but it's a team game, man. I'll just say that it's a team game.
Is the number one ultimate position whenever it comes to any team sport, though.
You know, looking at Dallas, look at Dak against the Giants. Dak owns
10-2.
The Giants will be Dak since his rookie year.
But you know, and I haven't really broken down the Giants schedule, but if as a Giants fan, and you know how Dallas is slow, always coming out the gate, right? It seems like it anyway. In week one, with a new offense going to MetLife, that could be a loss. I'm not saying it yet. Obviously, I'm rooting for Dallas, but if you're honest with everything, you know, emotional that place is going to be. That's the only thing I was thinking about going to that game, Mark. We could be going into a hornet's nest, but that's fine. You know,
the whole thing about it is that the coaching staff and everybody is saying that the offense is going to be totally different. I really don't personally believe it. I think it's going to change a little bit, but I don't think it's going to change as much as they are saying.
I have to agree with you on that one. I think Mike McCarthy is wise enough to take some of the things that are good on this offense, you know, and you know, like again, the 12 personnel
defense, Mark, is going to be incredible.
That's the key. And when you have a great defense, you don't have to take as many chances with the offense. Here's what I see. I see with the West Coast offense, it's about getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. It's about using the tight end. He blocks and he catches. It's about getting the running backs the ball. The running game becomes more of the short passing game to them, out in the flat, screen plays, getting them the ball where they're moving downfield as opposed to Kellen Moore and all of his comeback routes and stop routes and everything else, which to me, think about it this way. When you have a comeback route, what is the cornerback doing when you stop? He's coming back to you. His eyes are facing the quarterback coming with the ball. If I'm going downfield, then that means my back, generally speaking, is to the quarterback. I'm not being able to read the quarterback's eyes, and I'm having to adjust to what you're doing. When you stop and you're catching the ball and then having to turn, you're not getting those yards after the catch. Remember when Alvin Harper used to go across the middle in the slot? Take it to the house. You remember when Jerry Rice would literally take, across the middle, catch that ball, and just go to the house? Yeah. That's the things that you're going to see in here. I remember with Dak in his rookie year with Cole Beasley. Remember how good Cole Beasley was in the slot? Boom.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that I think we're going to see a lot more of. Hopefully, and that we're not just going to we're just going to change everything and just, and start all over. I don't think it's going to be that way.
Mark, you mentioned something.
What's that?
You mentioned the running backs coming out of backfield for the short passing game.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Deuce Vaughn will come into play.
Oh, yeah, with his speed?
Dak is going to love him.
Yeah.
Dak is going to love Deuce Vaughn coming out of backfield, running in the flat in the short passing game.
And I think
I saw some tape on Deuce Vaughn taking some, catching some short passes from what's his name? Who's the quarterback at TCU?
Dugan.
He would take them short passes from Dugan at TCU and turn them into 80-yard passing plays.
Mhm.
And I think he's going to be
I
good.
love him.
One thing that's a question mark about him though is that
Is his size.
he's a 6th-round pick, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are you even sure he's going to make the team? What do you got?
Oh, he's going to make the team.
Wait.
I can.
His dad is in the.
Yeah, no.
But that doesn't mean nothing though, y'all. The NFL.
No.
Here's the deal. He's on the team.
He's gonna make the team, and his dad don't have
But-
nothing to do with it.
But there's a
Actually,
big
I'll
but here.
disagree with that one because the NFL loves a story. If there's anything to scripts, oh my God, the tearjerker, father and son on the
He
same team.
deserves it. He's a 3rd, 4th round running
got
back
him some
all
time.
day. And the only reason why he dropped was his size, number one, and he didn't run a fast time at the combine. And I just hope people have expectations that are realistic for him. He's not an every down running back.
Well, neither is Tony Pollard.
I think he's
No,
going to be
but-
good.
No, but Tony Pollard has
He
size.
was-
Tony
I know
Pollard
that.
has
He
size.
was one
He's
of the-
smaller than Darren
I got a
Sproles.
question real quick. Do you guys think that them drafting Deuce Vaughn will be a replacement for letting Tony Pollard go next
No.
season?
No.
Next
No.
season?
No,
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Nope.
Not
That's
sure.
crazy.
We're gonna have two undersized running backs.
Listen, Tony Pollard has a chance to be here long term. After understanding what they're doing, I'm not saying they're going to pay, but based on the market this year, think about it. Based on the market this year for top-notch running backs and the lack of big contracts, if Tony Pollard has a good year, I could easily see him back on a 3-year deal, 4-year deal for nowhere near what he got this year, a year. That's just the market that we live in. The money is going to cornerbacks, offensive tackles, wide receivers, and quarterbacks. That's where everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. As much as you know how I felt, I was ready to let him go. I think they could have brought him back. That's just me trying to save $4 or $5 million, but it's not my money.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. I think they could have brought him back on a 1-year, $8.5 million deal and saved $2 million. But do I really care? No. I think he's going to be good, and I'm hearing he's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's going to be ready to go.
But the whole thing for me is that you kind of proved this a point, Brian. You showed us that like the last 10 teams or whatever, that won the
12.
Super Bowl didn't pay over $2 million a season
12. Yep.
for the running back.
Yep, you're right about that.
And it's kind of like, does Jerry Jones see that, or does he?
Well,
value-
you can't be that dumb, man, Mr. Cowboy. You can't just like hide your head in the dirt and just ignore facts. You know,
But
you
does
have
Jerry
to look
Jones
at
do it,
that.
though? That's the
No,
question.
he already does it, but I think as you see the last couple of years, Jerry Jones is more of a mouthpiece than anything else. The impact he has,
He's the biggest mouthpiece in the NFL.
but they give him a say. But at the end of the day, you saw what happened in the draft. I was very impressed with it. They looked to Will McClay and say, "It's up to you." And Will said, "We've already drafted offensive tackles this high in the recent past in round 1. There hasn't been a defensive lineman that we've had rated this high available to us at this spot, and that's why they took him." Will
Here's what
McClay
I
made
think.
that pick.
Here's what I think they drafted Deuce Vaughn. I think they
Turpin.
drafted him for the simple fact that he's good at yards after catch.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main reason. That's how they're going to use him. I guarantee you, they're going to throw a little short pass and see how many yards he can get after the catch.
He reminds me of. Go ahead, Thomas.
What most people fail to realize is Deuce Vaughn was one of the top nation-leading rushers last year too.
Yeah, and he ran between the tackles, but that's in the NFL. I think you're going to project. Let's try and keep him healthy as long as we can. He's very elusive. He's very small, especially against the big offensive line. That's an advantage. His center of gravity is so low. His feet do not come off the ground. If you watch his tape, when he's running, it kind of, now don't get carried away, but it kind of reminds me of how Emmett, you remember how Emmett, it never looked like his feet were that, that's why he didn't have a lot of knee injuries, because Emmett was low to the ground, man. He didn't really lift his legs up too much. That's how he is. And Emmett wasn't speed gun fast. Either is Deuce Vaughn.
Emmett had that vision, man.
Vision
Vision.
and his footwork and his balance, and that's what's important. That's really he's going to be used in a specific role. I could see why people would think he would replace Pollard. He's not as explosive as Pollard. Pollard can take it to the yard every time he touches the ball. Pollard's special.
Mm-hmm.
Pollard can't handle the load.
No.
So them two together might be the perfect thing. And then you got a guy like Ronald Jones, or if he don't make the team, we got our other guy that we had last year. Help me out with the name. Malik.
Yeah. Malik Davis.
Yes. We're good.
It's going to be running back by committee. I mean, let's be clear here. It's running back by committee.
Dangerous person in there when they're in there. It's not like it's going to be okay. He's out, so we're gonna.
We gonna have one of the best running attacks in the league this year.
And if you remember, like when you have the West Coast, that's what normally happens. Your running game excels based on scheme alone. Which, if we could scheme ourselves, then you could take a little bit of the pressure off of, like Mark already said, 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom, timing, boom, angles. You're creating openings, not necessarily sitting back there patting the ball, waiting for a guy to come back on a dig route that everybody in the stadium knows is going to happen. So,
and you know, Brian, I was talking about this on YouTube yesterday, on the YouTube Live. I said it yesterday. What most people fail to realize is the running attack play a huge role in the West Coast offense. See, everybody think that it's just pass. That's a damn lie. The running game play a huge role in the West Coast offense.
Yeah. Roger
Craig, who was the first 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiving.
Smart mind thinks alike right there. Cowboy hit it. Roger Craig. I mean, what do you think about? I mean, that's just the beginning. You know, you can go back to the Eagles when they were running the West Coast.
Westbrook.
Well,
Deuce Vaughn,
exactly.
Deuce Vaughn is a perfect 3rd and 2 running back. He's what we need. When we want to get those 2 yards, if Dak can throw it to the side, he can make about 2 yards. He can make it 10 yards or whatever because of his speed.
So, Mr. Cowboy, no, he's not a replacement for Pollard, but yes, he's going to fit in well. He's not a bell cow. Let's not expect him to be. We don't want a bell cow. The NFL, that's the wrong philosophy to have. You got Derrick Henry in Tennessee, who's one of the best running backs ever, is fighting for a job. Why?
Because they tried to Well, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook might be cutting on the 1st of June.
Yeah. And, you know,
Henry's like Marion Barber-ish. You know, he's real big. He's a power back, but how long can he last?
It's almost like a ticking time bomb with these running backs. Yeah, it's like especially the old Emmitt Smith. That's what made him so amazing. People want to say, "Oh, the offensive line, dude." He never got hurt, and when other than early on against the Giants in the playoff game where he had a dislocated shoulder, and then when he left us, then he had the knee injury with Arizona. But you don't want that guy. It's a ticking time bomb. Every time you turn around and hand the ball to a huge money running back, he could put his foot in the turf and blow a knee. Now, anybody could, but especially a guy who you're giving the ball 25, 30 times a game. That's not going to happen anymore, and I don't want it to happen.
Hold on. I love how Eagle fans talk out the side of their neck. Philadelphia, Cowboy fans in the 2000s swear they've been a better franchise for winning a couple regular season games against the Eagles through the 2000s.
We have a higher winning percentage.
But see, why is it we can only count the 2000s? It's funny because they talk about world championships when there's 10 teams, but then won't talk about anything till 2017. No, we're not we're not a better franchise because of what we did in the 2000s. We're a better franchise for what we've done in our existence.
Yeah, you can't couch it. As I guess the Eagles think that they've been on such a run, but when you look at playoff victories, you still have twice as many as you. So how much of a run have you really gone on? Yes, you've won a Super Bowl, and as of late, you have won more playoff games. It's not like we haven't won playoff games. We won a playoff game this year. We were all upset, but listen, it is what it is. It's not easy. Again, I made this statement before. It's not easy winning a Super Bowl. Look at the Eagles. They have had one. They've had a longer history than we do. It's not easy.
Right. Oh, but they've got the World Championships.
Every team has their ups and downs.
Every team, the only team that has really came back and won a Super Bowl after they lost was the Chiefs. Buffalo hasn't been able to do it. Minnesota hasn't been able to do it. So
there's a lot of teams that don't have a Super Bowl. And And Twiz knows, and shout out to Twiz. He says he's on the 23 F the past. That's the way it should be. But here's the deal, Twiz. A lot of Eagle fans know they can't look at the past because it's not even close. But I'm not that way. You guys have more successful more recently. But if you want to look and say, well, we won the last Super Bowl, are you really happy with that? Of course you guys want to win another one, don't you? That's how it should be. I don't give a crap how many we've already won. I'm only going to defend myself if somebody comes at me. I want to win the next one. And if we don't, I won't be pissed.
There you go. Shout out to Cody Jemerson. Dak is 8-3 versus Eagles, 27-7 versus Eat. Pollard will win ball out, and the defense is lit with we debating about. What are we debating about?
That's crazy, man. We did a show last night, and Phil kept bringing up names. And all like on our defense, and I'm like, my God,
it was so funny. Deep. He's like, I forgot about Dorrance Armstrong.
Deep. We're so deep. I'm telling you, we were a top defense last year. You know, our offense is really what let us down. Let's face it, and we were the top scoring offense. It's hard to say that, but it'll be very interesting to see how this whole West Coast plays out because it could go unbelievably well.
I got a question for you, Mark. The same question that I asked Game Time and Primetime Phil last night. Do you think that Jabril Cox is on the cutting block this year?
I think so. Yeah, this is put up or shut up time for him.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, he ended up having the ACL situation and all that. But you've got too many good guys that are in there. I mean, with having Damone Clark and then, Overshown drafted in there. Yeah, it's a numbers game because here's the problem because
Harper has to prove himself too. Cox, there's
just like you were talking about, the guys you forgot about. We have so many edge rushers here. Some of these guys aren't going to make it. Defensive linemen. You think about Neville Gallimore. Neville he's got to be on the cutting block because you got Hankins, you've got, of course, Mazi Smith that's there, you got Quentin Bohannon, and you start looking at tackles between OC and Digazua. I mean, you've got not all of them can make them. And, when you start thinking about edge rushers, of course, Micah Parsons, who, not technically is an edge rusher. I don't think they really want to say he's an edge rusher because time to pay him, there's a big difference between the linebacker and edge rusher in compensation. And I think that's why Dan Quinn said, no, he's a hybrid. He's not an edge rusher because they're looking at the money situation right there. But between, Micah Parsons, D-Law, Goldston.
I forgot about Goldston.
Dorrance Armstrong,
Sam Williams. Oh,
right. God. Sam Williams and God, why can't Hot Boy, damn. DeMarcus Lawrence, we can't keep all those guys as edge rushers.
This is how you know that we're a deep team. There ain't no free spots anymore.
Yeah.
There's no more easy spots. Good luck.
Brian, you just took the words out of my mouth, bro, because I was ready to say the same thing.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Man, we are so damn deep, man.
And you know who you have to listen to are the other scouts, because I was reading an article and they even said the Cowboys are deep on top of deep. Their depth, their defense is going to be incredible. I don't know, please help me. I'm not the best with numbers, Mark. Where did we finish the year in defense last? It was top 5, right?
I think we were 5th. Wait a minute.
But I mean, man, it's only going to get better. We didn't lose anybody on defense that we didn't want to lose. Who did we lose on defense?
No,
thinks on the cutting block.
Eagles lost 6 guys, and they drafted young rookies. Good luck. You tell me the last rookie that came in and did anything.
What's name wasn't re-signed. And I think Anthony Brown wasn't re-signed.
Anthony Brown's still recovering from an Achilles, so he ain't gonna be ready to go.
I mean, who do you guys think is on the cutting block in the DBs?
Jordan
Lewis, without a doubt. I think they're just waiting for an injury settlement on him. I think
Boss Man Fat, Nashawn Wright, possibly. Those 3 look out. It's going to be a good battle. Boss Man Fat has an opportunity to earn himself a spot. Why? He's literally he was our best special teamer or second best last year, and that goes a long way.
Cowboys
want to say, "Oh,
Cowboys were
special
5th in
teams."
scoring defense last year.
Got
12th in
a
yards.
question real quick, y'all. Now that we're talking about defense,
No, we're just
what do you guys
shooting.
think about the kid that we got out of Texas? That's like
Overshown.
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 I think
Speed.
he's gonna be really good.
He's
I think
6'4"
he's gonna
and
be-
runs a
I
4.37.
think he's gonna be really good. I
He's
do.
a tackling
tall.
machine. Yeah, he's
like
6'4".
6'5", 6'5". He's a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's going to be Dan Quinn's missile. He's just going to send them all over the place.
He could be like our Chancellor, whatever his name was from Seattle.
Yep, that's what I said. Cam
Yeah.
Chancellor.
He
Well,
reminds me so much of Cam Chancellor with his size. And
I
that's
can
why
see
like
I can see him as a spy
When-
for
when I
Jalen
said
Hurts.
that when I said that about a month ago, I got cussed out. I was
Listen, that's what we do, though, Thomas. We compare high draft picks to that's anybody does that. You got to say, okay, who is this guy? They do it in their own draft rooms.
And I thought
Jerry Jones
Ryan,
is
I
big
thought
for
I
that.
was-
Who's his comp? And then the scouts got to say, well, his comp is so and so. That's who it is. It's Cam Chancellor. Why do you think Dan Quinn took him? He's a mold out of him.
Mhm.
Except he's faster than Cam Chancellor.
And
Not quite
players
as
like
strong.
that, and
when I
players like
said
that are good
Ryan,
to cover these big physical
I thought I was gonna
receivers.
literally get killed. I really did.
Well,
So they could have brought
listen.
him in. They could have brought him in to cover AJ Brown because AJ Brown's a big receiver. So you can have a big
Yeah,
line
shout out to AJ Brown. Let's
in
get
his face.
just, look
So,
real quick. Philadelphia,
AJ
you almost
Brown is
lost your
good
boy.
against- AJ Brown is good against players my height, which is 5'9" or shorter. But let's see how he does against somebody the same height as him.
Did you hear about AJ Brown? He almost
Yeah, got hit by a car there. Let me shout out.
Charity bike ride, man.
Yeah, let me
That's
shout out
rarity.
Regina Green. Shout out, lovely lady here. And I have to, Angelica Barone. We almost need to pin your comment. Eagle fans come in here.
Well, I think
Eagle
the
fans
one-
come in here and ask why we're worried about you. What are you smoking?
I think Eagles 35 is our boy, so whatever.
Eagles 35. I haven't seen Eagles 35.
Oh, well. You look at some of the nasty comments. So,
Okay. Well,
what's up, Lady Libra? Thanks for checking out my video I did. I did a shout out to Loyal Cowboy. He hit me up with James Brown. So I did
Jim
a quick
Brown.
video. Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Jim Brown, you know what I mean.
rest in
But yeah.
peace.
Yeah, man, that was a rough one, but
Mm-hmm. He was a
yeah.
pioneer. He
What's
was a
up,
pioneer of
Jason
football.
Renfro?
Congratulations, James Snyder, with the graduation.
Yeah, it's that season. Hey, Mark, it's almost been a year since we went to Stewart's house. You believe
Can
that?
you believe that, man?
I
Time
know.
flies.
I'm seeing all the graduation stuff gearing up, and I'm like, man, it's been a year already. Lord,
Time flies fast. Actually, I will say that this off season has really seemed like it flew by. Last off season seemed like
did.
it was just agony. I think because it was so painful. And here's where you know that the Cowboys are doing stuff that's right, because the Cowboys on the talking shows, they're not talking about the Cowboys much anymore. Last year it was Cowboys everything all the time.
Yeah, well, you know how it is, Mark. At the end of the day, unless you're the one team standing, there's only one team that's happy at the end of the year. So you could sit there and rattle off, well, I beat the Giants at home in a playoff game. Okay, whoop-de-doo. If we would have played the Giants, we would have smashed them too. Let's just be honest. Nobody cares unless you win a Super Bowl. Okay, so there's only one team that's happy, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a fact. Everybody else, it's a new day, the day after the Super Bowl. Okay, everybody's in it again. So
And again, that's the only team in this millennium that's won a Super Bowl after losing.
Commandos, shout out. He says Super Bowls are timeless.
Mhm.
Suck it, Eagle fans. Listen, man, that's all. In the end, that's all it's about. Obviously, I want my team to have success, postseason success, because that's the only way that it makes great players like Dak Prescott relative. That's the only way he's going to get respect is by winning it all, and that's why I want them to win it all. And then we'll hear, well, Dallas had a great team. That's what'll happen. It won't be Dak.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and now you know what I mean. So there's always going to be that, and that's fine. We understand that. But last year was long, Mark. It was very long. I was negative all the time. They made a couple moves at the end to kind of salvage it that I was happy, but it was ugly.
Yeah.
This offseason was like the 100% the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I was refreshing as what happened this offseason. The draft surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just surprised me. It's been 30 years. It's over 30 years since they've drafted a defensive lineman with their first pick.
I think you're probably right about Eagle 35. You know, the thing that's funny to me is they always find one statistic to talk about Dak about. So I guess that whoever it was spamming that Dak led the NFL in interceptions. But you know what? Peyton Manning had, listen to some of the years of Peyton Manning. 28, 15, 15, 23, 19, and then by 2003, 10, 10, 10, 9, 14, 12. But what you have to go along with that, with those interceptions, is he's also led the league in points last 3 seasons. Am I wrong in that?
No, you're not wrong.
I mean, okay, yeah, get it.
Oh.
He's got interceptions. It would be one thing if we had interceptions and couldn't score any points, kind of like the Texans.
Again, it's a team game. Eagles fans should know. Jalen Hurts got the ball back, went down the field and scored. Yet your defense gave up yet another 40-burger.
Right. In the
Super Bowl.
There you go.
It's a team game. You cannot have it both ways. Jalen Hurts, if the Eagles defense, stops it, then Jalen Hurts had a great game. Now nobody cares what Jalen Hurts did because
the funny thing is,
let him go right down the field.
See, like Eagle 35, it's like, yeah, well, Dak sucked against the Niners. Well, if you're an Eagle fan, the Eagles suck against Dak. How about that?
How about the playoff game?
His last 3 games, he's added 42 points against you. So if he's an ass quarterback, he certainly is an ass against your guys.
Dak single-handedly won the home playoff game against Seattle a few years ago, where he ran over Bobby Wagner to get to the 1 yard, the half-foot line, to get the first down. I believe it was a 4th down play, or I think it was do or die, and he rushed and basically ran over Bobby Wagner to get it.
Shout out to Lady Lieber.
Everybody forgets that.
I'm not even sure. Lady Lieber, I'm not even sure that we can say that he had a bad year. If you're saying he had a bad year and they still led the league in points when he played, I'll take that as a bad year anytime.
Yeah, so Dak Prescott led the league in scoring when he was in the starting lineup, and it was a bad year. I'll take that.
Okay.
I'm good. I understand he had more interceptions than usual.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Brett Favre once had, I think, 29.
Yeah.
By the way, them 28 interceptions that Peyton Manning threw was in his rookie year, and that is still an NFL rookie passing record.
Yeah.
Just 2 years ago, Dak threw, he threw what? Over 3,500 yards. He threw 35 touchdowns, over 4,000 yards. I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't come close to that last year. Yeah, they were both, but I'm not, whatever. Jalen Hurts is a really good quarterback. But you know what? Now he's no longer the cheap guy playing on a rookie deal. Now he's one of the top played athletes in the league.
And now there's a book out on him.
You got to win. You got to put up numbers. You got to stay healthy. You can't have any bad games. Good luck now. Now you have to do those in order to justify what they're paying you.
They expected to get them back to the Super Bowl also.
It's not fair because we know it's a team game, but now you're no longer the quarterback on the cheap.
And not only that, Brian. Not only that, Brian. There is tape out on him now.
Yeah.
There's tape out on him now. Because what all you saw what all you saw last year? Don't do that this year. There's tape on him.
And see, we play in a league now where teams build their teams to compete with the top
SSL TV. You got some background noise.
So
buddy.
Every time a team does good, the next year the other teams are going to go out and draft players to combat what the winning team's doing. So
and I'm not going to say that Jalen Hurts won't be able to run this year, but I guarantee you won't see him running up the middle. And I think that they ended up getting
won't have the seasons that he had last year because a lot of teams are prepared for him now.
Right.
Well, Go ahead. I don't want to dominate it, but now you got Gilmore on the other side, and you got Bland, in the slot, and you got Mukwamu, and then you got this new guy. Scott,
And you got Overshown. I'm telling you, Overshown is going to shadow his ass. Okay.
You
got
Overshown. AJ Brown.
I mean, you got Curse, you got Donovan Wilson, you got Malik Hooker, you got our defensive line is so stacked. You got our linebackers. Come on, man, let's go. Oh, the only other thing, Micah Parsons, he comes out and says he's solely a left end, and everybody's trying to make a big deal. Oh, well, Dan Quinn said no. They're not going to be stupid and say that he's basically going to play end, but they don't want teams knowing where he's going to be. He may rush from up the middle, and that's the smart way to play it. So Dan
Quinn said it best. He said that Michael is going to be a Russian linebacker.
Yeah.
Remember two names. Remember Lawrence Taylor, Eric Thomas? They both were Russian linebackers. And guess what? And they're both in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Listen to me on this, though. I think because of the way Micah Parsons, he's a great player. We all know. I think if you had to judge off his first couple of seasons, he's a Hall of Fame. And I think what Micah Parsons wants, he's going to eventually get. But Jerry Jones is going to do everything he can, just to make it hard to just give it to him, though.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I think that you're going to see both of our guys get paid this offseason, and I think Micah will get taken care of next year. They're not stupid. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
I think he will get taken care of next year, but I think a lot of the chips are on his side, though.
Because they're going to have to pay him. I mean, this is not going to be cheap, but that's why they're basically done, man. I mean, they may add a couple pieces, but they don't need a lot. Getting another receiver at this point would be a luxury.
Yeah.
That we really don't need, especially when you're running the West Coast. You're going to need lesser, you really don't need it. Obviously, if there's an injury, then you deal with it. But I'm already hearing that Michael Gallup has the springy back in his knees. His teammates are saying you could definitely tell that's a big deal. Let's not sleep on Jalen Tolbert, who I believe is gonna. I'm sticking to what I said when they drafted him. Didn't think he'd have only, I thought he would have more production, but
they'll roll somewhere.
But I think it's gonna be fine. I think everything's gonna be good.
Well, did you guys?
My main concern is the O-line gelling enough to get this done with this new offense. That's what I'm really worried about. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but we need the O-line to lock in.
I'm just laughing at these Eagles fans. They're sitting here talking about Hurts like he's Joe Montana. The only
after one good season,
be Joe Montana if you want to win anything.
You take those weapons away from Hurts, I guarantee you he won't be anything like everybody says he is.
And I'm going to
That's what pisses me out. They're like, Dak.
I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said, Loyal Cowboy.
Hurts ain't nothing without.
Remember what happened 2 years
Brown,
ago?
He wouldn't be nothing.
Remember what happened 2 years ago prior to the A.J. Brown? Remember?
Yeah.
He was trash. He got hammered. He got blown out in the playoff game. They were talking possibly drafting a quarterback.
Yep.
But these Eagles fans swear up and down.
What did they do,
like
Mark? They went out. And they went
him.
out and hit a home run with all the free agents. They traded for A.J. Brown. Howie Roseman, he deserved to be the executive of the year. I'm not gonna lie, he did. Last year he hit a home run. That don't happen in the NFL.
They're making Hurts like Joe Montana, though. They're like,
there's a reason why he was that good. Yeah, I'm not going to take away from him.
Well, the question here's the thing: the question with Hurts will be is in the same way RG3's running ability made him a better quarterback. He can't run like that every year. You've got a short shelf life if you're going to be playing that style of play. That's the problem with Lamar Jackson.
Exactly. It's one thing to do it like Dak's doing it in the playoff. If you notice, he ramps it up in the playoffs. And that's the smart way to do it, especially now where there's only one bye week. Okay? So the odds of you getting that one bye week is not, especially with a first place schedule, odds are Eagles aren't getting a bye. It may be the Niners. It may be another team who doesn't have a first place schedule. So, knowing that, you need to protect yourself in the regular season and get into the playoffs. Now, you saw what happened when he ran and got hurt last year. They could not win a game coming down the stretch. Right?
You know what's going to be interesting to me is if this is going to be like 2017 offseason. The Giant fans were trolling about as hard as the Eagles are right now. And if the Eagles fail, I guarantee they're all going to disappear like cockroaches.
Well,
I'm telling you, it's not going to be the same as last year. I can guarantee that one.
I got a question.
Yeah.
We all remember seeing Green Bay versus Philly last year, and Jalen Hurts, he ran for a lot of yards.
Mm-hmm.
How he was getting off that ground.
But
He got hurt big.
And that's what Mark's saying. You can't do that year in and year out. Jalen Hurts, I don't care how much you deadlift. Ask Thomas Garrett. He's a workout machine. These boys are big in the NFL. You can't keep taking them hits.
It's just like it's just like with Zeke. You only have so many hits in your body.
But the question is, though, how do you guys think that the Eagles' offense would change? Considering I don't think that the owner is going to want Jalen Hurts running that much because of the big investment that he put into him.
Well,
big game.
I'm giving this. They got a good offensive line.
Yes,
they got a great offensive line. I'll give them that.
And they have weapons
now.
Too.
I just question how good is Hurts with his arms versus his legs. He's better with his legs than he is his arm.
What makes Hurts is his legs.
Exactly.
So that's the deal. Whereas what makes Dak, I'm not going to say it's not his legs, but it's more of a 60-40 arm to legs. Hurts it's literally 50-50. He needs to run in order to loosen up the defense. That's just how it works. But I'm not here to shit on Hurts. That's the thing. I think he's a real good quarterback.
I do too. And I'm not here to shit on the Eagles, but the Eagles have it basically that they've already won the regular season, they've won the division, and they're going back to the Super Bowl. And it's kind of like, I'm not sure about that. And then you hear him say how much I seen Dak regress got there. You mean the guy who put up another 40 burger against you? It's just like y'all are insane.
Yeah, it's like the hate is just real for the Cowboys, and that's fine, but I think it kind of gets them. Yeah, it really paints him in a corner because once Dallas starts doing good, it makes them look all like fools, and then they'll come back when Dallas loses in the divisional round and go, "See, I told you they suck." Well, come on now, they didn't suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's only one winner. It wasn't you last year. Okay, you won more games than we did. Congrats. We'll give you a trophy if you want. But I guarantee you the players don't want that trophy. But the players could give two craps about the ring you're going to get against the Jets on the ring ceremony game for being the team that comes out of the NFC last year. They didn't win at all. You think they're going to be happy about getting a shiny ring? No. Who would? Every sport I've ever been involved in, when I lost in a championship game, I didn't want no damn,
here's the funny thing.
We lost.
Here's the funny thing that I look at. Do you honestly look at last year and say that the Dallas Cowboys had a juggernaut offense with the wide receivers quarter that we had? And does it make a difference having a good receiver? Because A.J. Brown made the Eagles offense a hell of a lot better for Jalen Hurts.
But all the work that the Eagles did, they won maybe one or two more games than us.
Yeah.
We had Noah Brown as our number one receiver.
Or not number one. You mean number two?
Number two.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we didn't do nothing.
Some games.
We're still almost as good as the Eagles. Just think what we do when we get.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they
went all out.
Look at our offensive line last year, which constantly kept. We had 40-year-old Jason Peters in there playing.
I mean, they went all in to get players. They went out and signed Namda Sue, everybody they could think of, and they still couldn't win a Super Bowl.
There you go.
I mean, that one hurt last year because if you looked in the owner's box at the end of that game before Kansas City got the ball and went down the field, they thought they had it, and all rights they should have. That's how close you were to your second Super Bowl. It doesn't come around. Ask Dan Marino. It's not easy to get back to the Super Bowl. He got there as a rookie and never got back there again.
Right.
So, people act like it's easy. Dan Marino, for my money, is one of the best quarterbacks ever to lace him up. But he never got back again. So what does that tell you?
Right. If we were such a disappointment, then how come nobody talks about Buffalo?
Yeah.
Going in the season, hold on. Everybody said the Dallas Cowboys, might be second or third in their division, that they had the worst offseason in history. Buffalo was picked to be the Super Bowl, representative from the AFC.
Yeah, they lost to the Bengals at the crazy.
I mean, am I wrong?
Daddy Williams, when it comes to Philly, call him Dak, beat the break Scott.
Oh, Lordy.
I love it. Dak owned your ass, Philly. Come on now. Come on.
Fuck them birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. Now we shoot those birds out of the sky. Stupid dumbasses managed to give up a 3rd and 30 to my sexy arm. Pathetic defense and team. No wonder I own those piece of shit frauds every damn year. Don't get me started on the fans. You boo me while I earned a respected award. Losing the Super Bowl was just karma for you fuckheads. I can't wait to drop 100 on your heads next season while being the daddy of the NFC East again.
Yes. That's my quarterback, Dak Prescott.
You can only take so much. It's like you can't come in and just be a little bit decent in some of you guys. But whatever. Hey, it's going to make it that much more sweeter, right?
Oh, my God.
I want to ask the Eagles fans, Philadelphia, I want to ask you. I know Twiz's answer, but I want to hear Philadelphia. Don't you like when the division is better? Or do you like when you're beating our backup quarterbacks? Don't you like having a chance to win against Dak and beating Dak? Not that you've done it, but I mean, you know what I mean? I would think that I enjoy beating a good Giants team, a good Commander team, and a good Eagle team. I don't want to see the division bad. I like knowing that, okay, I play the Eagles this week, but the Eagles have to go to the Meadowlands or MetLife next week, and I'm going to count on the Giants to actually be good. It sucks when the Giants are horrible and the Commanders are horrible because all the pressure is always on us.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, I think there's 4 good teams. I think the quarterbacks obviously are us and Jalen Hurts, Dak and Jalen, but I like it. I mean, what do the Eagles fans think? Do you like a good division, or do you just want to run over every year and not have
You know what? I think that a lot of teams got on them now, and I'm not confident they're going to be as good next year as they were last season.
Well, odds tell you they won't be. That's the thing. Vegas tells you this. Not Vegas so much as history tells you they're not going to repeat. Now, I'm not one of those that is going to say they can't, but I'm just stating
it's
history.
not going to be easy.
History says no. So you got to show me something different. Did they add to their team from last year? You tell me. Did they add to their team from last year?
They drafted the whole entire Georgia Bulldogs.
But they lost 6 starters
and
off the
coaches,
defense.
and their coordinators.
Both coordinators, exactly. So you can't expect all your rookies to come in and be fantastic.
Nope.
You're going to hit on one of them, hopefully. Either Carter or the 30th pick out of Georgia. Odds tell you you're not going to hit on both. So, that's just it. There's Primetime Phil, my partner in crime. What's up, my man?
I tell you what.
So I'm excited. I'm hearing a lot of feedback.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I tell you what, from the
because it's lit up. There he is, Mr. Cowboy.
Here's where it's going to get. Here's where it's going to get interesting for the Eagles. Okay, so Sunday, October 22nd, you got to play Miami. Then you play the Commanders. Then you play the Cowboys. Right. Then you got to play Kansas City. Then you got to play Buffalo. Then you got to play San Francisco. Then you got to play Dallas. Then you got to play Seattle. Then you got to play the Giants.
In Seattle.
That is a hell of a stretch. I mean, think about that. You go from Miami, Washington, Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo, San Francisco, Dallas, Seattle, Giants, and Cardinals, and then Giants.
I broke down the
There's
schedule,
only 2 teams in that stretch that weren't playoff teams going down the stretch.
And I gave them 11 being very fair. I hate to say it, but if they have an injury, it could be 8. I mean, just based on the schedule is so hard. Now, it does end up easy, but because I believe they end up
Giants, Giants, Cardinals, and
Cardinals.
Giants.
Yeah, right. So
is the Giants going to be easy?
That's what I'm saying. Is it going to be easy? I like Brian Daboll. So anybody that sit here and said that the Giants are going to be horrible, I think you're wrong.
Okay.
They brought back the running back.
Well, okay, like you said, Seattle is like playing inside a jet engine with the sound.
Luck.
Okay, that's going to be on the road. You got Dallas. Best case, you split the games, right? You got to play San Francisco. You got to play Buffalo. You got to play Kansas City, and you got to play Miami. At best, you're splitting. I mean, you might win half of those at best.
Right. That's what I mean. It could get funny. It could get funny if it doesn't get off to a good start. Now, I had them getting off to like a 5-0 start or something. But
New England, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, Washington,
to a 5-0 start
and the
because if not, they in serious dookie if they don't get off to a 5-0 start. I'm just letting you know right now.
That's a rough stretch down the end.
It is.
Oh, but you know what?
We got to go to Buffalo in the middle of December. So
our stretch on the end is not great either.
Yeah, it's not. So that's why I said it's going to be close this year. It's going to come down to who's healthy at the end of the year, and let's let the chips fall where they may, man. We gotta that opening night game, man, could be huge for us. We're gonna go into a hornet's nest at MetLife. They're coming off of a playoff berth for the first time in God knows how long. They're all sniffing themselves. They got coach of the year, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, we're going to learn a lot about. I mean, listen, if Dallas goes into MetLife and we lose a close game, it's not the end of the world. But I'm just saying, if we can win that game, now that is a big deal. So that's just, my 2 cents about that opening game. It's a divisional game too.
Right.
You want to win it. So I'd love to be there. Actually, I'm getting more excited talking about it. So
yeah, it's definitely
coming quick, isn't it?
It really is. We've got mini camp in 2 weeks.
I just want to come out of there with a win. I don't care if it's ugly.
I agree. It's a division. Yep, I get it.
Come out of there with a win, because all of these wins are like fights. You just want to come out of there with a win. I don't want none. I don't care if it's sexy. I just want a win.
Yeah, Twiz says he thinks that Detroit's going to take their division. I agree with him. I think Detroit, this is off of Thomas Garrett. I would say Thomas more than but he kind of got me on Detroit last year, and they had some really hot stretches. But what they did this offseason and their draft, I would say it would be a disappointment if the Detroit Lions did not win their division, and we have to play Detroit. Are we in Detroit, Mark? Or are we?
And just to think, all those players came from
Arlington. Okay, good.
Yeah, we're at home for them.
I think it's New Year's Eve. New Year's.
At least it's home. Honestly, at least it's home.
Saturday. We played them Saturday night on ESPN, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. If Detroit win at North, Dan Campbell's winning coach of the year. Because he's another one. He's a
player's coach.
You're right. That is New Year's Eve at home.
You know what my favorite part of our schedule is right around our bye. Because we're home on Thanksgiving, I believe, right, against the Commanders. And then we have to play the following Thursday home against Seattle.
All 3 games are at home.
And then we have a 10-day break and play home again against the Eagles on Monday night. I love that stretch.
Yeah, and that is the worst, and that is during the worst stretch for us because we play the Commanders on Thanksgiving. Then we play the following. We play Seattle at home as opposed to going to Seattle.
Well, the hard part of that, Mark, is we have to be in Carolina the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I'm going to that game.
And that's the game we're talking about going. Yeah,
and that's a noon game for the Cowboys. So they got to go across the country.
It's not that far. I mean, Carolina's not that far. That's not across the country.
Okay, but it's a 12 o'clock start on the road, and then turn around and fly home, and you got to play again on Thursday. That's like the worst case scenario.
No,
right?
worst case would be that it was a Sunday night game.
Well, they wouldn't totally screw the Cowboys.
We had one. We had a game that was late. That was, and then Thursday, I think. But but Carolina, that shouldn't be.
Saying.
That shouldn't be okay. That is what it is.
If that was
but at least you're playing the Commanders.
I get it. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and then you've got a week before you play Seattle, and then, like you said, you got 10 days before you take on the Eagles at home. But then you got to go to Buffalo.
Well, that's the one. But it doesn't matter if you win those.
And then you got to go to Miami. So you're going from the cold to the heat. Okay.
Yeah, right. They'll be dying. And then home against Detroit, and then.
Fuck, I can't. I'm still pissed off about that.
As soon as I saw that, I'm like, you kidding me? I enjoyed like 2 years ago. I went that's when I first met you. It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
I forget when it was. Maybe October, November. I think it was November.
I think it was late October. Yeah,
it was beautiful.
Brian, I'm still pissed off, but I ain't gonna be able to go to Miami because.
Yeah, I know. Phil's going.
And I need to talk to Primetime Phil about renting out a room or something to go to that Miami game.
I could have killed Mark when he said
he ain't gonna rent you. He'll let you stay there.
Leave down in Miami. I said, "Dang, Mark, why did you have to say that?" I could have killed Mark when he said that.
When I said what?
When you said that we was playing Miami on Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
I said, Mark, why did you say that?
Well,
are we playing them on Christmas Eve?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. No, because I was supposed to went to the game down in Miami. And it was supposed to be me and my cousin, and I remember my cousin, he had told me earlier in the day, he said, "Man, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
When you find out when Dallas is playing Miami, call me."
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, "All right." And Mark said that we was playing on Christmas Eve down in Miami. I was like, man, I was
like, damn.
Call. I don't want to call my cousin Jay, but I had no other choice. I called him, and he told me, he said, "Can't make that one.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do Dallas and the Jets." And I told him, I said, "Well, I know that ticket's gonna be a little high because we playing against Stinky."
Mm-hmm.
I have no other choice. That's the nickname that Mike Fisher gave Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. Okay.
He called him Stinky.
I'd rather have the Jets early in the season, though. You would think they're not going to be as good game 2 as they would.
That kills me that everybody's saying, "Oh, they're going to the Super Bowl." It's like, have you seen that schedule? Yeah. They got to play everybody, in prime time. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. That shit's gonna fall in their face. I'm sorry. Yeah. Everybody.
But I'd rather play him early though, if I had the choice.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers doesn't like to practice, so he won't necessarily be on the same page with them. Alrighty. I'm just enjoying these Eagle fans that think that, oh, we're scared of them. Mark Holmes is this and that and the other. Y'all better win the Super Bowl. That's all I got to say, because if y'all are bad, I'm going to ride y'all's ass hard. Pause.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't me for once.
Pause on that one. But hey, you guys do you. You guys do you. We're going to be getting out of here at 6:30. Actually, I need to do my drawing here.
Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate it. It was short, but
I'm sorry, we kind of hijacked your show.
That's okay. No, we're good.
It's your show. It's the People's Show.
It's the People's Show. But check it out. This is the latest thing. All the tailgate members will be getting one of these. Okay, I gotta get Michael to set it up and start making these out. But these are perfect because you can go ahead and pour all your drinks.
Now you're not supposed to have one guy drink them all, but
no, but with the Cowboys, okay,
yeah, exactly.
But this will make life a lot easier, and it's a thank you that I'm going to be giving to you guys because I've got so many great. What's that?
No, you're just giving.
Hey,
you don't get this anywhere. Just anywhere.
You got to give back. The channel members.
Is there like a tier that gets that, or just
well, these will be for the tailgate members.
Yeah,
but
high end.
okay,
That's us,
but the super fans are getting a coaster, and everybody's getting a blue ball or a silver ball. Okay, you're getting balls.
No blue balls here. Please.
Okay, huh?
No blue balls here.
We'll give you a blue and a silver ball. So let me do this drawing here before we get out of here on that one. So the very first, the prototype one, is going to go, and let me reach into here. Let's see. Who's it gonna be? Who's my bitch? There's my bitch. Adam Sandler reference. The water boy.
Yeah.
Keith Reynolds is our winner. Keith, email me, cowboysmark94 at Gmail. Keith Reynolds. But I have to say thank you because, see, all you guys that are in here right now, y'all getting blue balls. Okay, Brian, I'm sending you 2 blue balls there, buddy. Okay. No, but honestly, I have to say thank you to you guys because you guys, all of you channel members and everything else are doing that little extra bit that's really helping us to grow and get this stuff together. And I'm trying to do the best I can to make sure I say thank you and give back to you guys. You know, when we started this thing last year, you know, after the horrible loss to the 49ers and the way things were going in the offseason, I needed you guys, man. I just needed to be held because we were so bad in the offseason. But you guys have all become like family and stuff, and I can't thank you all enough. And, you know, if you're not a channel member, you just being here and commenting, especially you trolls. You trolls don't realize how much you have actually done to help the algorithm for the channel, because you guys are here commenting so many times. YouTube says, "Hey,
you don't have to love all the comments, Mark. Like Philadelphia, he always says what he says, but he's not indignant about it. That's fine. It's the certain people that come in that you could tell right away. They have an agenda, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I love the rivalry with the Eagles for the most part. It gets brutal sometimes. I love the left hand up rivalry. The Giants are now being relevant all of a sudden. I love that.
I do too. Julian, you didn't say much in here. Man, shout out, say something, Julian.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to, unfortunately. But
man, you got to speak up, Julian. Man, you got to speak up now.
A couple of weeks.
You know, the mailman gets crazy, and you just don't want him to go postal. But go on, man. What's up?
Good, yeah. Well, actually, one thing I was going to add in about a half hour ago, Mark, when you mentioned how like nobody talks about Buffalo and how familiar they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, their fans were chanting the Lombardi Trophy like before even training camp started. I remember. It was crazy.
Oh man! Shout out to Ward family and Miss Gibson. FYI, I think Brian, you were talking about you and the lovely bride coming down to the Red Brick House.
Well, yeah, whenever you get everything together and nice weather, we'll shoot down. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And Ward family's like, hey, I want to spend it. Hey, he's like, I got to come see that place too. Yeah, y'all's places are definitely going to be ready. We're actually going to plan on doing a couple of different meetups and stuff, and maybe even do a couple of games from down there because,
that's what I mean, maybe,
yeah.
To tie
Ward
it in
family, shout out to you, buddy. Thank you so much. We put a lot of work and stuff into it, and I think it's going to be a great place. And let me say thank you, everybody who's been watching my other channel, Joe Boo's Day Job. And this is why I haven't been posting as much in here, because we've been trying to get this thing done. We wanted to be done for Memorial Weekend, but the inspections didn't happen, and it's just too much work. But we're hoping for the 4th of July. But Julian, you're 100% right about that. It's football. Half the teams that were playoff teams this year won't be next year. There's going to be teams that nobody thinks about that are going to be good this year, and teams that we think that are going to be great that fall flat on their face. Eagles. I'm sorry. Eagles. I'm sorry. Did I choke on that? Okay.
Anyway, so Julian, finish your point, my man.
Oh no, that was it.
Okay.
I don't
Sorry,
mind
man. If I haven't been on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no problem. I also don't mind the blue ball, by the way.
Okay.
I don't mind the blue or the silver balls, Mark.
Okay. All right. And I actually have to get out of here myself because we have a friend that is dating a new boyfriend that we have to go to dinner and stuff. So let me say from the bottom of the heart, I appreciate everybody being here. And let's end on this. This is for all you Eagle fans.
Fuck them birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. Now we shoot those birds out of the sky. Stupid dumbasses managed to give up a 3rd and 30 to my sexy arm. Pathetic defense and team. No wonder I own those piece of shit frauds every damn year. Don't get me started on the fans. You boo me while I earned a respected award. Losing the Super Bowl was just karma for you fuckheads. I can't wait to drop 100 on your heads next season while being the daddy of the NFC East again.